Sometimes the biggest political debate, it's not about policies, right? Sometimes it is about a dress. Well, politics can be really strange. Sometimes elections dominate the headlines. Sometimes speeches do, and sometimes an $8 dress that becomes national news. And that's exactly what happened with the US Second Lady, Indian origin, Usha Vance. It all began after she appeared in a Father's Day podcast episode wearing a simple maternity dress purchased from the Old Navy. Nothing expensive, nothing luxurious, just an ordinary dress for everyone. But then came a surprising article. The New York Times suggested that her clothing choice it carried political symbolism. The article argued that the outfit it reflected messaging around the family values, motherhood, and modern conservative politics. Suddenly, a simple maternity dress it became a national political conversation. But Mrs. Vance, she had the perfect response. Instead of becoming angry, she laughed. That's right, she revealed that the dress originally cost $50, but she bought it for just $8.75. And then she joked that if anybody wanted to analyze her wardrobe further, they should also examine her compression socks and elastic waist trouser. Well, her husband, Vice President J.D. Vance, he joined the fun. He kind of joked that anyone capable of saving over 8% on a dress should probably become America's budget director. The internet, they loved it. Because in an age where every public appearance it is analyzed, sometimes the simplest response that becomes the smartest one. We are going to talk about a very small Caribbean island. Well, when people talk about India's foreign policy, they usually think about Washington or Moscow or Beijing. Very few people they think about Trinidad and Tobago, right? But perhaps they should, because this teeny tiny Caribbean nation, it has suddenly become the center of one of India's biggest diplomatic successes. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, he recently completed an very important visit to Trinidad and Tobago. And the outcome was remarkable, by the way. Not just one agreement, not two, 8 different agreements. Can you think about what that really means? These are not any symbolic announcements here. These are real partnerships covering healthcare, tourism, renewable energy, infrastructure, in fact, education, Ayurveda, and the development projects. India will help modernize important public infrastructure. India will support healthcare facility. India will strengthen educational cooperation as well. And perhaps the most emotional project of all, India will help restore Nelson Island. It's very, very important because that island, it holds a very special place in history. More than a century ago, thousands of Indian indentured labor, they first arrived over there before beginning their new lives in the Caribbean. Today, their descendants, they form one of Trinidad and Tobago's most vibrant communities. So this is not just any diplomacy that we are talking about. It is history coming full circle. In fact, during the visit, Dr. Jaishankar, he also handed over the first batch of 2,000 laptops for the school children. He inaugurated an agro processing facility supported by India. In fact, he also inaugurated the country's new National Prosthetics Center here. Every project, it sends the same message. India is no longer limiting its diplomacy to words now. Well, it is delivering development. It is delivering technology. It is delivering opportunity. And perhaps the biggest announcement of all, it came after the financial sector. Because TNT, it has now become the first Caribbean nation to adopt India's UPI payment platform. That's right. Think about that for a moment. An Indian digital payment system expanding thousands of kilometers away, becoming part of another country's financial future. That is soft power. That is digital diplomacy, and that is India's growing global influence.